Morgan, Council of Commissioners. My name is Nikole, Evankovich, and I'm the Assistant Director of the Butte Archives. I would like to thank you all for letting us present the successes of the Room in the Bloom program at the Arts Chateau this evening. Ms. Carson Becker and Ms. Callison Stratton will briefly share information about the program and the phenomenal following they have built for both the program and the Chateau this summer. Under the umbrella of the Butte Archives and the direction of Ms. Becker and Ms. Stratton, the Chateau has transformed into a beautiful, living, breathing place for the humanities, and we are fortunate to have them on staff. I would like to now introduce Ms. Carson Becker to share more information about the program. Thank you.
Ms. Becker.
Good evening, Chairman and Council of Commissioners. So, the Root and the Bloom, we are a humanities organization committed to maintaining and preserving the Clark Chateau, bringing quality programming to both youth and adults, promoting community building, independent thinking, and intergenerational dialogue. Our youth outreach mission includes creative engagement, enhancing literacy, both cultural and language, promoting self-esteem, mental health, collaboration, mentorship, and community involvement. Our summer youth program, which was created and run by Callison and myself, it hosted 8 students ranging from the ages 15 to 17. We hosted an 8-week internship, which consisted of weekly arts and humanities workshops. We had invited guest artists and community leaders that worked with the kids, and then the result was a student-conceived and directed final project, which all of them are now being shown at the Arts Chateau, at the Arts Chateau in our gallery space. And all of them are thematically based on the student's personal relationship to views. Out of our youth program, came 2 surprises, 2 student-organized and led evenings. One was an art therapy workshop. It was conceived of by a teen, but it was attended by an intergenerational group, which proved to be a very powerful and successful evening. And second, we had a teen open mic that was held in the ballroom. It was a fundraiser for our internship program and proved so successful that they asked if they could continue it, and so we will continue to have an open teen mic at the Chateau. Our adult programming consisted of 3 lectures, one by Suzanne Stefanik, David Abrams, and Edwin Daub. Since June, we have averaged 3 events a month, including Art Walk, and all have been very well attended. And with that, I'm going to pass it on to Callison, and she will share with you.
Chairman Morgan, Council of Commissioners, I'm Callison Stratton. I'm the manager at the Chateau, and I'll talk to you about our financial success this summer. If you look at the first page of the packet I handed out, you'll see that we've had over 1,000 visitors this summer, which is double what we had last year. And we raised over $4,000 in the 3 short months that the Root and the Bloom has been at the Chateau. The majority of our revenue came from admissions for tours, but then second most was through special events. And through our special events, even though all of these events we've maintained a commitment to make them free to anyone who can, we have a suggested donation. And even through this suggested donation, we've raised 24% of our profits this summer this way. And then we noticed that our book sales were the lowest form of revenue that we found this summer, and so to remedy that, we're working on developing our gift shop to further monetize the Clark Chateau to make it more sustainable, and we'll be opening in December to our gift shop to local artisans to display and sell their work. And for the future, we're opening the Chateau again for rentals, for weddings, events, film shoots, and fashion photography shoots. And we're currently contracting with several individuals to that end for the coming months to ensure that the Chateau remains a money-making place. Finally, to conclude, we've provided in your packet at the very end several letters of support. These are all letters from our interns who were in the internship program that Carson mentioned, also our lecturers, Edwin Dobbs, Suzanne Stefanik, and David Abrams all contributed letters, and volunteers and community members who have all been impacted by our programs throughout this summer. And they're all of these letters are meant to demonstrate their support for our efforts, and they're imploring Butte to continue to do the same in the future. So any member of our community can visit our website or our Facebook or any of our social media in order to further interact with the Chateau and learn more about what we're doing. Thank you, Chairman Morgan and Council Commissioners, for having us here today. And I'll conclude unless you have any more questions for myself or Carson.
Thank you. Are there any commissioners that have any questions? Commissioner Cindy Rigondeaux.
Thank you for this packet, and I have a question. The Clark Chateau has a wonderful history, and I'm wondering why, just a glance about, and just quickly reading about your mission statement and why you're not focusing about the Clark Chateau's history and the history of Butte. Let me read a couple quick things and ask your answer to this. You state here, creative, imagining, innovating, thinking flexibly and exponentially, thinking about thinking, striving for accuracy, metacognition. What do these things have to do about Butte history and the Clark Chateau?
Commissioner Prudolan, first and foremost, you'll notice in our mission statement that the first thing is, I hope it's in there, that our primary goal is to preserve the Clark Chateau as a historic place, first and foremost. I am a trained public historian. I received my master's in public history and cultural heritage from Trinity College Dublin in Ireland, and my professional expertise is in presenting history in accessible ways to the public. All the list that you included here, all of these ways of furthering thought, these are all, Carson and myself believe that these are necessary channels through which we perceive history and better understand it and internalize it within our own lives, and to better present it to the public in accessible ways so that history is becoming part of their life and they can embrace it. And if you look at some of the reflections from our youth program, all of their projects looked at Butte history through their own perspective, and that was the primary, the initial point of our program, our internship programs, was to look at history through artistic mediums in order to better reach a diverse group of people in Butte and to make them think about Butte in their own ways. So I would argue that metacognition, all of these different ways of thinking, are beneficial to ultimately interpreting the history of the Clark Chateau. And if I may follow up, we are also working on developing new exhibits. I'm using my experience as a curator and as a public historian to develop new exhibits for the Clark Chateau and emphasize its history for our visitors.
Go ahead and tell them about...
Any other questions from the commissioners? Seeing none, thank you guys for what you do.
Thank you. Could I just add one more thing,
Yes.
Chairman Morgan? Thank you very much. Commissioner Prudolan, I just wanted to let you know also that this spring, the ladies are working on a grant to focus on Irish history in Butte, as well as how that ties to one of the previous owners of the chateau. So it's just all a component of that. So be looking forward to that, and we'll keep you posted on those developments too. So
Can I say one thing? And if I can just say one thing, I have 25 years of experience with educational outreach, youth outreach, with at-risk youth, and all kinds of youth, ranging from rural environments to very urban environments. And Commissioner, the pieces that you pulled out had to do with working with kids and getting them different ways of getting them to think, and a series of, it's 25 years of training. So you pulled out some very specific things that actually are pedagogical. So I just wanted to, it has to do with how we educate have theories of education. So I just wanted to add that. So